All right, good morning and welcome. This is a beautiful game, and it's on Wake Up Nigeria. T-Girl is in the house. Toyosi Rhodes and Debanjo. How are you doing, dear?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Looking fresh. You like this weekend? This weekend was fresh for you. Tell me, how did your weekend go?
Oh, restful.
It was restful,
able to
yeah.
sleep.
Oh, that's true. You're on leave.
You know, I'm doing this for you.
You went on leave without my permission. I heard
What
after you're taking it.
What do you mean?
How did you go?
Permission from my boss.
All right. Okay, but it was quite a good weekend. Yeah, we're getting set for the EPL. Liverpool finally broke the hoodoo, but that was Chelsea. Yeah. People were disappointed in that particular match. They were disappointed with Thomas Frank. They expected Tottenham to do a little bit better. The XG was terribly low. I will check it. I will take a look at the stats. But was it really as disappointing as people made it feel? Or people made it seem
Not really.
Against Chelsea?
If they know their history based on antecedents, this will be the 5th game on a row now that Chelsea would be winning against Tottenham. They have Tottenham numbers. Don't forget last season, I think it was almost 7-2 or so, or 6-1, where Jackson scored a hat-trick and all that. So just Chelsea does know how to, deal with Tottenham Hotspur. They are London rivals, by the way. So I was not disappointed. The only problem I had with Tottenham was the fact that they could not bury their chances. Even the substitution that had to come in, Bentancur was taken off, Richarlison was brought in. He still didn't do anything, tangible for Tottenham. They need to focus on that. They need to be able to take care of that, conceding needless goals and also being able to at least outscore their opponents.
Wonderful. All right, let's take a look at all the other matches here. Erling Haaland is the man, but that's the one people are talking about. Erling Haaland should have had at least 4 goals. No, he's not as much as a machine. He should have had at least 4 goals. He gave that robot celebration. He should have had at least 4 goals. But let's go over all the results from the weekend. Brighton and Hove, of course, defeating Leeds there. Any surprise there for you?
When they're at home, they are invincible. But when you take them away from home, away from the Amex Stadium, of course, you definitely beat them. Arsenal continue to score. Do you know that the whole of October, they won their games and didn't concede any goal? And they're also gone in for the Chelsea record of 15 goals conceded in the league. They're on their way to do so. It's possible, but for now, it's still, I think they've conceded 9 goals already.
I talk saying that Arsenal go win this league.
What if they don't? What if they don't? But right now, they look like favourites. I remember the podcast myself on Sunday. He talked about their 90%.
Which Sunday? Please clarify it. Clarify. When you say you myself as Sunday, you say, I want Sunday from K2.
Oh, no, Sunday only say.
Okay,
where he gave Arsenal the 90% chance of winning the title. And then the 10% chance is because of Mikel Arteta, who might just mess things up and just ruin the whole thing for Arsenal. But right now, they are favourites. They're topping the table with 6 points or so against City. And they look like well and truly on their way.
All right, Oliver Glasner is still cooking in Crystal Palace. Yeah,
they had a little glitch. I think they lost to, who did they lose to now then? Was it Aston Villa? So I can't remember. But they're back now on track.
Is
doing well.
And it was a big result against Brentford. Brentford are not an easy team to beat.
When Brentford are at the GTEC Stadium, they are not
an easy team. But anyway, this time around in Crystal Palace, they could not. Wolverhampton Wanderers, of course, that's the latest coach to be sacked, and he had to go.
He had to go. This is going to be the 2nd season in a row where they've not won in 10 games. It happened last season, but it was able to turn things around. This season again, it also happened. And
they didn't trust him enough.
They didn't feel like, come on, this cannot be happening all the time. They've not picked up any points. They've not picked up tangible points this season, and they might just be, getting relegated come end of the season.
All right, so this dude has not shaved his hair. Has not taken it. Has not taken a haircut.
He went for
5 matches, and they had gone 3. And he was having hope.
You know when Casemiro scored? Yeah. The first person I thought of was this guy.
Was that guy? A lot of people, that was him they thought
can
about.
Happen. Second half came in, 1-1, 2-1. I'm like, Manchester United, what the hell is going on? Then, of course, Amad Diallo with that beautiful goal to equalize.
It was a beauty.
And he has to start it over again now.
It was a beauty.
Starting from the beginning. But, hey, it is what it is. Fans, there's nothing fans cannot do for their favourite club. So, let's see how that goes. All right.
Well, of course, we mentioned Tottenham, Chelsea. But the big one has to be Liverpool. And Liverpool, of course, as they defeated Aston Villa 2-0. That's what quite a number of people are talking about. Are they back? They'll be up against Madrid.
Yes. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday now?
Yes.
I'm going to receive a whooping. Trust me.
Who will receive a whooping?
You.
Liverpool.
Right.
will cry.
You will cry.
Okay, no happens. Let's take a look at a bit of the fixture. 1 or 2 got the goals, and then we'll talk about what happened in that particular match. Okay, all right. I don't know whose club. My club is Sporting Lagos.
Okay.
We are Sporting.
I believe you. I believe
Continue believing.
Well,
but
good one
Liverpool,
for Liverpool
yeah,
to stop that losing streak against Aston Villa. I feel like it was a game where Emiliano Martinez and of course Unai Emery just let me just give it to Liverpool because it wasn't a resounding performance.
But it was better.
Comprehensive.
It was better than what they've done.
The first goal was a gift from Martinez.
No, I mean as a performance. Do you know how terrible? Even when they were winning, do you know how bad Liverpool have been? Look, you don't want this fact that this was their best performance of the season. Liverpool have been
going back to the formation.
Like what are you saying?
He was able to go back to last season's formation. There was no.
It was not. Do you see how they were leaking?
Yeah, they were quite compact.
How's Liverpool? You just put a through ball through Konate and Van Dijk and it just goes straight. This time around, they held their own a bit.
Celebrate your man, Mohamed Salah.
Mohamed Salah. Of course, 250 goals now.
Yes.
He's third on the all-time list when it comes to Liverpool and all of that.
Yeah.
And his celebration was still muted. You can feel that he's still a bit.
The tension is still there.
He's still there, but
yeah.
Badzi never enter. But I don't know. The people that are still blaming Jota's sad passing, may soul.
It's possible. He could be very close to Diogo Jota. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, but then this match also
very surprising.
It wasn't
very. So it was surprising to me because
Newcastle were tired. They could
from what?
I was watching the match. I saw the first
maybe
goal.
the EFL Cup. But then again,
the investments that are on the line were on these guys. Investments were on these guys. But you see, I'm telling you, I don't know the reason why, but they were lethargic.
Yeah,
they couldn't move.
They played during the week.
Yeah, they couldn't move.
Was it on Wednesday or so?
It seemed they were so muted. They couldn't move.
Like it seemed like. Was it not Tottenham?
Yeah, it was Tottenham. They did 2-0. So they were muted. They couldn't move. So West Ham came back, rolled over them.
This is the reason why we ask for squad depth. You have squad depth. You are able to bring in players fresh players. But good one for Nuno. His first win. It's been draws, losses, but this is a good one for him.
Of course, Manchester United, of course, defeating Bournemouth there.
Yeah, routine win.
Manchester City, pardon me, United call.
I think it's a routine win.
All right,
later will continue to score too.
All right,
so
this will be later
on
this evening, of course.
This game is going to be very tough. Sunderland just find themselves in top 10 of the Premier League table. They are, garnering points, amassing as much points as they can before it gets very tough towards the end of the season where they will have to avoid relegation. So good one for them.
All right, let's see what we can do now when it comes to, let's see, the Spanish La Liga.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Spanish La Liga. And it was quite the weekend when it comes to La Liga. Let's take a look at some of the results. Barcelona, Lamine Yamal was back in the goal after the what's that name? That Publi? What? I don't know what that's.
Don't worry, let us go into that.
Let's not go into that.
The breakup. They've broken up now. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is the club's doing.
Okay.
Like they were like, you know what?
Let's safeguard this boy.
Let's reduce this whole drama, this whole media publicity, and everything. Just focus on football. Focus on the pitch.
All right. So it was Getafe 2, Girona 1, Villarreal 4, Rayo Vallecano 0, Atletico de Madrid. Was this a surprising one for you?
I wasn't surprised.
Against Sevilla.
When you're facing off against the likes of Sevilla, Real Madrid, tougher teams in
they tend to step
the
up.
Rivalry just kind of gives them that ginger. But when it comes to Barcelona, they are weaklings.
Real Sociedad was 3 against Atletico.
Yeah, this is the Basque derby, by the way.
Yes,
and
it was a Basque derby.
There, so good one for them.
It was never in doubt that Real Madrid were going to whoop Valencia.
They should have scored more. Vinicius missed a penalty too as well. Kylian Mbappe scored a brace. Jude Bellingham back scoring goals. It was just a comprehensive victory for Real Madrid.
For them.
Yeah.
Bellingham, for me, the most important member of that particular squad. People talk about Mbappe, but I tell you, if Bellingham is on song, even if there's no Mbappe, that team will function well.
Very true.
That is the player. I think he's an excellent all-round player. The last time I see,
he's an all-round midfielder.
I think he's in that Veron mood. When I think of Johan Sebastian Veron.
Really?
Yeah. Because
I don't think I rate Veron that much. Really?
Why did you like this?
Maybe
now?
Veron of
not
Lazio.
Veron of Man U. Veron of Lazio now. Before Man U was retirement now. Why did you like this now? Veron of national team and Lazio.
If I'm going to rank or put someone beside Jude Bellingham of old, maybe I'll say Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure can do everything in the midfield. Can run, can defend, can score goals. And
now,
he's quite tall.
Now you talk about it, yes. Yaya Toure, I think a lot of people, it was underrated because if that guy was not African, he could have even picked the Ballon d'Or.
I'm telling you.
That guy was that good.
See, when you're playing games, football games, you could play him as a defensive midfielder, as a central midfielder, as an attacking midfielder.
I saw a dribble once from Yaya Toure. I thought it was Messi. I mean, no jokes. He was like, there was a time he played a false 9.
Yeah.
And his movements.
Of course. Manchester City enjoyed him a lot before Pep came anyway.
It was something else. All right. Of course, it was Levante who lost to Celta Vigo. Deportivo Alaves defeating Espanyol. The big one, of course, that was late last night was Barcelona and Lamine Yamal against Elche. Even though Elche seemed like they were going to stress back a bit.
They were wasting too many chances.
Okay, let's take a little bit of the highlights of that particular game, and then we'll come talk about the rest of the matches in La Liga. It was Barcelona and Lamine Yamal back in the goals. We spoke about his life, his social life. I think he does need some sort of moderation.
After that Clasico, that was needed.
After that Clasico, you know, with the battle with Dani Carvajal, who came up, Vinicius Jr. It was heated.
He talks too much.
I like it. See, look, I love the drama.
I love it. See, this was what was missing from the El
Clasico.
The and I think it falls on Real Madrid's part. Barcelona would always bring that energy, that feistiness, everything. They always want to rile Real Madrid, get under their skin. But Real Madrid like to act, white, like to act classy. We play champagne football. We don't want to, mix ourselves in the mud. People. You're not always doing that, and yet you get whooped. You get embarrassed all the time. Last season, in the league, outside of the league, in the heavens, underneath the earth, they were beaten. Take this game to any location, and Real Madrid will lose. 4-0 the first game at the Santiago Bernabeu, 5-2, 4-3, 3-2, everywhere. So giving them a taste of their own medicine the last time out was the perfect thing. And Barcelona didn't like that. They had to even really clamp down Lamine Yamal. You sparked this up, you caused this, and now you could not even perform or live up to the billing.
So there was nothing for me. There was nothing with Dani Carvajal.
No, there was absolutely nothing.
We love a drama.
The era of PK, Ramos, Xavi, they were always giving themselves Puyol.
By the time they come to a national team, they now have to have reconciliating meeting.
They would always laugh.
It was big because at some point the coaches even had to mention that, look, this rivalry from the club is almost trying to affect. So they had to come and say, look,
there was even one time, wasn't it Casillas' wedding? I think Xavi didn't attend, and they were best of friends. We were very good friends, and he didn't attend. These things happen.
Imagine I don't attend your wedding now. Because you're a Madrid fan.
You'll be all right. I think Betis too also had a very good game. Anthony scored 2 goals in the first half and also an assist. So
yes, of course. That was at the Jesus Gil Manzano. Now, talking about this, the Miguel Sesma Espinosa, where they've been playing their matches very soon, they should be going back to the camp. Right? Yeah. It's almost done with development.
I think the rain affected them a while.
Would it help their financial status at this time? Because Barcelona are not far. Since 2000, they've still been pulling divas. But they're still not far from anything that has to do with financial misappropriation.
Well, probably maybe they need more investors. The Spotify deal and every other things that came in were not just enough because of the kind of debt that they had. Yes, from the MSN, that's Luis Suarez, Messi and Neymar, all of that. And then they still have players that they still beg to take pay cuts so that they can register
other
new
players.
Signings. So there's still so many things going on now.
All right.
Hopefully they can sort it out.
All right. Let's come down to the African continent where it was a big one. Dancing, that's what everybody's talking about when it comes to the PSL and all that went there. We'll get to that. But let's just rush over the results as it happened in the PSL. I was talking about the South African Premier League this weekend. Golden Arrows, of course, defeated Marumo Gallants 4-0. For me, I was
surprised to see Stellenbosch.
Exactly. I just what I wanted to mention. I've expected a bit more from Stellenbosch.
That's the PSL for you, especially when they're at home. Anything can just happen.
Anything can just happen. All right. Chippa United, of
another
course,
shocking result.
Our guy.
I saw his picture. I think it was this ex-guy that posted him on Twitter there, where he was looking really sad because he considered 3 goals.
That's talking about Nwabali.
Nwabali, yes.
I don't know if Nwabali has the same issues he's having with the national team, because they said at some point it seems like Nwabali can even fight his own players at the way he's going.
Yeah,
but his performance.
You saw that spot with Wilfred Ndidi after the game. So it happens, and somehow with this guy, not going through so many things right now. It's Maduka Okoye who is doing well for Udinese. Really, really coming up big.
Even they also considered 3 recently.
Yeah, but then he's doing well.
Richards Bay, of course, and Polokwane played also a 1-1 draw, but this was the big match of the weekend. This was the big match of the weekend.
The beautiful equalizer from dancing. Like it was out of this world.
Was Zidane level goals. That was Zidane level goals.
Well, kind of. It was a screamer.
It was a screamer. Okay, do we have that match here? Mamelodi Sundowns against Orlando Pirates. Maybe let's get to see that dancing goal. That goal was just spectacular. Let's take a look at it, and then we'll talk about the PSL. A good goal. My director no green as he play. He no green as he play. In fact,
it was a good goal.
It was a good goal. It was a good goal.
Yeah.
And of course, a wonderful way. I was very excited because that is a world-class standard goal. That goal can be a contender for Puskás for me.
Yeah.
We can put that
I think
from
both
Africa.
managers will also be pleased that he ended 1-1. Like a gentleman's,
And the funny thing was that I predicted the match 1-0.
Oh, really?
There's some investors. I'm waiting for tights for some people. There's some investors. All right.
Yeah.
But then the shocking one for me, of course, has to do with Similele against Sekune. Who, of course, are doing quite well. They lost that particular match. And Durban City, of course, losing to Kaizer Chiefs. But let's just take a look at the table, how the table goes how it goes so far. Okay, let's just take a look at the table. And of course, after that particular draw, Mamelodi Sundowns, they're standing on. Okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Let's just view it here and take a look at the table.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mamelodi, of course, have played 11. They're on 22 points. Orlando Pirates
has a game in hand.
Sekune has a game in hand. Orlando Pirates have 2. Now, this is where it's quite interesting.
I think that should have to do with the cup games that they had.
If they play just one match, they're on the same points. If they win both matches, they are quite on top of the table. So this is the point. I mean, after Mamelodi have had an extended time where they've been winning
dominating.
The league
I keep saying that they are like the Manchester City of the Premier League.
They are.
Yeah. And a good one. See, I'm kind of disappointed with Kaizer Chiefs.
Okay.
But at the same time, this is what happens when you don't factor transitioning in. You have to transition, get your best player. I think that's something Sundowns have been able to do well. Orlando Pirates, on the other hand, in the league, they may not be as dominating, but when it comes to cup games, you see them there. We saw them the last before the season started. Who did they play now? Where we also analyzed this. They were playing the Super Cup, the MTN Super Cup. But Kaizer Chiefs somehow have just been very, very quiet. They need to do something about their scouting, getting the best of the best players in South Africa all over again to start playing for their club.
All right. It's been a wonderful time going all through the leagues on a beautiful game. We'll still have to see you some other times. Always a pleasure.
All right.
We'll see how it goes on Tuesday when Real Madrid take on
I'll give you a call.
All right. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Our final guest will be coming right up.